Hi, everybody. I wanted to go live just so you could see just the shenanigans that we get into before we go live.
I had so much water in my mouth. That's so fun.
Oh my god.
I just had a huge drink of water.
Oh, that's good stuff.
We have fun here.
Oh,
you know
man.
it's genuine.
All right. Well,
Holy shit.
That's how we don't hate each other behind screen.
Exactly. We are all friends. Hello, everyone. Misfit Monday today. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ravenloft Misfits. We are back after a 2-week hiatus?
75.
Yeah, 2 weeks. We took off 1 week, and then we did our Pathfinder 2E episode last Monday. If you're interested, you can find that everywhere that we post our videos. Curse of Sean is what we ended up calling it, because just fit perfect.
You'll figure it out.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm Jonny. I'm the DM. For a list of all the cast names, socials, pronouns, and where you can find them and all that good stuff, I already said that, but you can check the chat and the episode description. We stream Ravenloft Misfits each Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. However, next week we will not be doing our stream because we are going to be just taking the week off. We're a few of the members have some stuff going on, and also I want to say, because we have to, it is going to be our dear Ellen's birthday next Monday, so that's going to be great. Anyways, yeah, so please make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel, participate in the chat, join our Discord, tell your friends, do all the things. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and all that stuff. If you're listening to the podcast, please consider giving us 5 stars. We have crossed 12,000 listens on this podcast, which is absolutely fucking mind-boggling. I can't believe it. I would have thought that we were only gonna ever hit like 1,000, but 12 times that is insane. Yeah, and make sure to help our dear characters with some inspiration. But outside of that, Zack.
Sponsors.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by your next existential crisis. The next time that you feel very, very small and out of control, there's only 2 ways to fix that. And the first is going to Spotify and listening to our podcast. Why not be together with us also having an existential crisis? We'll distract you. It'll be great. Come have some fun with us. The other way is to go to roll20.net and play your own TTRPGs with your own friends with the magic of the internet. Distract your fears away with Roll20 and play all your favorite TTRPGs. Distraction
is proven to be the most effective way to deal with stress and everything bad happening in your life. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Distraction is what I've heard.
Are you okay?
Distract yourself with us. And Roll20,
which makes it so easy.
So easy.
You don't even have to be super experienced. Just go on there. It'll teach you how to play. It has all the tools, all the games. Keeps track of all your information, all your maps. It's great. Thank you, Roll20.
Is a good distraction though?
What is that?
Music. And you know what great music you can listen to and where?
Japanese alt rock.
Outside of Japanese
pretty good.
alt rock. I never thought I would say those 3 words.
And you're good to go the rest of the night.
Chishamo, dude, look it up. They're great.
So great. So check them out. At the same time, you can also check out Sirenscape. Here at TXP, we talk about the triple S, the Super Siren subscribers. If you want a taste of the ambiance that we use here, you too can be a triple S member of the most exclusive club in all of the world, Sirenscape. Follow the link in our episode description or the chat, and you can actually help us out by helping you out. It's a lot of fun. They have a whole bunch of sounds that go with campaigns, specifically Curse of Strahd in this case. They also are working on Dragonlance and Beyond the Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Yep.
And they have a few others. I don't have a full list in front of me, but you could check it out when you go yourself to the
I just
link.
know the names.
So, with that, let's do a recap. last episode was kind of a big one, only kind of. Whew. After you defeated the false Hydra, you were joined by the mountain speaker Sabrina, who had informed you of what had happened to the forest speaker and the swamp speaker. They were part of the first few victims of this monster, and the three of them had decided that those two would be the ones to fight the monster, while mountain speaker Sabrina would be the one to stay back if things went south. After this, Sorsha was asked by Sabrina to become the forest speaker of Moonshade. Of course, after the votes of the Moonshadians, however, we're never going to get as many votes as we did before because, unfortunately, after all of that, Elvir rushed into the False Hydra's lair to announce that he is here. And, of course, everybody knew exactly who that was when you rushed out of the lair to find all of Moonshade burning. You found the elder tree itself burning. And one thing that you found floating in the air was Voltor, who then changed into the familiar form of Strahd von Zarovich. He stated that he was disappointed to see that you had defeated his monster so easily, and that he had seemingly planted this in Moonshade to give the Moonshadians a peaceful death to a traitorous town that didn't worship him, but instead the Fanes of Barovia, and that you all had taken his mercy away from them. He then stated that he was surprised to see Beatrice among this party, but with that, he continued flying around and casting fireball after fireball, setting the elder tree, almost said elder tree ablaze. Each of you attempted to save the people of Moonshade, however, everywhere you turned, you just saw a massacre unfolding in front of you, brought by Strahd and his flames. And eventually, you were able to glide down to the ground safely due to teamwork of Vaughn and Beatrice. Vaughn was able to give one more casting of Featherfall so that you were able to save a good group of people. Oh, also, let's talk about the fact that Beatrice was able to save quite a few people based off of getting the attention of Strahd, and wow, what a conversation that was, because it was offered that Beatrice could return back to Castle Ravenloft, but instead she knew she couldn't do that, especially the fact that Strahd was so focused on Tatiana.
But, yeah, that's why she didn't. She talked to him to help people. That's what it was.
Yeah. On the ground,
we all trust Beatrice.
On the ground, all of you were able to rest and recover from the terrible acts of Strahd. Beatrice and Vaughn, you spoke of who Strahd was and mainly spoke about your renewed friendship. And Arxes, you spoke to the Kingmaker, threatening him, stating that you wanted to have the power to kill Strahd the next time that you saw him. And they somewhat obliged, seeming to want that as well. And Katya and Sorsha spoke about how Sorsha will be staying with the people of Moonshade to help rebuild as their new forest speaker. And we ended last night's session with a long rest that each of you have completed. And as you all wake up, you see the people are already in motion of building a shelter. You see tents have been built with giant leaves, logs, and twigs, and they're being used to create temporary infirmaries for the sick and injured from what had just transpired. And among the hustle and bustle, you see Sorsha and Sabrina speaking with people and being pulled left and right to help, but you also see the other members of your party alive and well rested. So, with that, what would you all like to do?
I would say Arxes woke up an hour early for reasons.
Okay.
But when you all see him, when you all wake up, He doesn't have his greatsword in his back.
I don't know if I would.
Okay. What should we do now?
I was going
I'd
to
take
ask you the same
just
thing.
a look in just like, not obviously, but just trying to like glance around in the direction of where his greatsword might be.
What do you?
Do I?
Something over there?
You don't see it.
Well, I mean, like anywhere, anywhere in the campsite, I don't see an enormous greatsword.
No.
Noted.
I presume the plan would be to have breakfast. Right?
I can cook up my famous pancakes again if you all want.
The batter has to be bad at this point.
No.
Are we
I'll
going
make-
to have enough, like, look around at the entire, like, refugee camp we've got going on here? Are
For
we
the whole
going to
class?
have enough for the city?
I can make some.
There are
they
a
would
lot of people
appreciate it.
here. Enough pancakes for all of them? Maybe. It'll take you a while,
Maybe.
but maybe.
Are we
Maybe not everybody, but
planning to move
put it
today? I can possibly help if I can spare a slot for it.
Probably best if we get moving after breakfast, no?
I look at Sorsha. Consider this a parting friendship gift, and I will cast Create Food and Water.
You're trying to get her attention, but mostly she is just focused on helping everybody that's around. So you cast that, saying that, and thank you. And then just begins going back to whatever she was doing before.
Right. That is going to create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water, enough to sustain 15 humanoids or
Jeez.
5 steeds for 24 hours.
Damn.
Food is bland, but nourishing. I will say that it is definitely all like Cajun bayou
course.
food.
Yep. I was thinking that
There's some
exact same thing.
beignets, some po' boys.
That's great.
Absolutely.
you know,
Some gumbo.
Stuff. Some alligator
Jambalaya.
sausage in there. Not too much because, you know,
Some
people might not
andouille.
be up.
Some
Dude,
chicken and andouille sausage.
so good. Okay,
Probably, like,
so we
grabs a
have
little
enough
plate.
enough food for 15 people for 24 hours, or enough food for a bunch of people in just one.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Don't know the math. I'm not going to try. Sounds
it
good.
works, you know.
They got
It's
a
enough.
boon of some food.
Well, I guess I don't need to make anything then.
I guess it would just be 15 times
Save it
24,
for the
right?
road.
120. 15 times 24, because that's how many hours, that's how many people you can feed in 24 hours, times how many hours that takes,
Sure.
right? So if you
I would
just
assume
down
it would be
to 1
3
hour.
meals or 4 meals.
Right, for 15 people. Well, I guess that's true too. Yeah, 3 meals.
They can split it. They don't have to be like full meals.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
or
somebody
they could
take
like
a
supplement it with the
half
other
meal.
like
45
food
is
that
still
they've gotten
pretty
at this
fucking
point.
good.
Yeah.
Still pretty
Yeah.
good.
They're all going to have a nice breakfast, if nothing else.
Along with all of the other foods that they already have and that they are currently hunting for. That is good enough to
Right.
keep them going. Absolutely.
I
So,
guess we need to get going then.
So where do we want to go from here? Kyle, like, she has like a plate of food, and then just like, I don't know, finds like a stump or something and rolls out the map. Bro, yeah.
Well, wherever we're going, we have to be very practical. We are on a limited timeline, though the line may be a little bit longer than we expected. I hear tell there might be trouble in the castle orchestrating the nuptials, so there may have been a delay on that front, though I do think we should act with haste. Though we might have a little bit more time than we expected. I don't think we have time to go trotting all over saving near and far towns for no good reason unless we can collect allies or supplies.
Right. I hope we can get as much time. Any little amount of time we can get will be a blessing. But I agree. I think I've always said that to save the most people, we need to cut the head off the snake. And I think to do that, our top priority will be, of course, Strahd. So, and she like points down. We're already halfway to the Amber Temple. I think now would be a good time to head that way. If you all are feeling up for it. The problem is, she like circles it. Like, we'd have to go up into the mountains.
And I hear it's cold up there.
Exactly. I assume.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know if I've already done a check on this, but do I know anything about the Amber Temple? I can't remember if I already did a check when I first read through the notes.
I don't know if you have either. Go ahead and do either Arcana or History, because both can fit.
Okay.
I know Arcana is probably your strongest one. Vaughn,
Yeah.
go ahead and do one as well. Yeah, you can do one.
Thank you.
Would you like me to do it at disadvantage just in case I have rolled on this
No,
before? Because I
that's
feel
okay.
like it's likely.
That's okay.
Okay.
15
Wow.
and 16.
Low
Vaughn
for me.
has
Very
a higher
low.
one.
Gosh, what did you
I
roll?
would
with-
say,
2.
I would say
Ugh.
that
Whoa.
the name is familiar. I would say that it is known that there are secrets and information and knowledge there. Outside of that, nothing. It's almost like there's a point that Beatrice specifically, Strahd did not talk about it specifically.
That's what I was going to ask. Like,
Yeah.
would I at least know if he was aware of it?
He was aware of it. But the only information that you ever got was from Rahadin instead.
Okay.
It seems like Strahd pretty much goes out of his way not to talk about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want many people to know about it, it seems.
This might be stretching the history check, but would I know if it's his dome? Like, is it something that he built and set up or is connected with?
That you wouldn't
Or-
know.
No, I wouldn't know that. Okay. Well, whatever it is, it makes him nervous. I think it's definitely. If there's a time to go, I think it's now.
What for us is it now?
Guess there's
What
no
reason do we have to
point in
go?
hiding it anymore. He probably already knows. There's a sword there. It's Strahd's weakness.
Ah,
Probably some information. It'll be useful for us. Problem. We have one of the problems, I guess. We have a friend named Casimir back at, shit, that was Valakai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back at Valakai, who told us about it and wanted to accompany us.
Yeah,
Be a
Valakai.
useful-
Sorry. Valakai, there's a Vistani camp that's just outside
Right.
of it. Yeah.
He would be useful to have, but I don't know that we can make it all the way to Valakai and back in time.
What manner of man is he?
His interests align with ours. I've only met him a few times, but he seems trustworthy.
You do remember that he had actually given arcane paper, like wizard type of paper, to Johans when you had gone there. That is like one thing that you can assume that he's probably some sort of practicing wizard or magic
Right.
user.
And I have reason to believe he is a competent wizard.
Oh, well. I'll hold my breath to be impressed. Well, if he knows something about the temple, he's worth bringing along.
Definitely be useful.
do we really have the time to kill to go to Valakai?
Can he just come to us? If he's not even capable of crossing the countryside, I don't think we can really take him into the bowels of doom.
Mm.
It's very true.
We
Do
would
we
just-
have a way of reaching him? Best? I like look
St.
down
John.
at look down at Y, who's just like chilling out on my plate. I'll give me right back.
Where do you go?
Just gonna go talk to Sorsha about why.
Okay.
As Katya walks away, I just look at Arxes. I'm like, you're looking rather light today.
I mean, we haven't been in the sun a lot lately, so.
What? Never mind.
Did you go hunting earlier?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Why?
I don't know. I would have presumed that you left your sword embedded in a beast of some variety. Or it's off taking a bath.
No. It's with me.
Ah, I pull the rapier out of my mouth like this.
I don't think it would fit.
Ah,
I mean,
well,
not without, splitting me in half.
it's an art form, from my understanding of it. I swallowed the rapier again.
All right. Is that why you've always been keeping it?
I forget it's there sometimes, yes.
It doesn't like feel weird and
I always feel weird.
fair point.
Don't you feel weird without a sword at your belt?
It's with me.
Well, now I feel weird.
Do you need a sword?
No, thank you. Try to keep my hands uncalloused.
Fair point.
Katya!
Katya walks back over. Okay, here's the deal. Sorsha sent Y over to Casimir, giving him all the information, and I told him, and I like point down at the map, I told him to meet us here in a few days' time. I think that will give us enough time to head to the winery, stock up on supplies, and meet him there. And if we miss him, then he wasn't as good a wizard as I thought, and we didn't need him anyway.
So
Precisely.
it would take 3 days for Y to get over to that area. And Sorsha knew where everything was. So yeah, you should be good.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do we do in the meantime?
All right. Anything else while we're talking business?
I mean, other than that, what else do we have on our... I guess once we get to this temple, do we know anything about who... I guess this Casimir will know, but
You would
do
know
we know
better than
anything
I.
about who created this sword, who created this temple?
Everything I learned from the journal and Casimir, I've already told to you. I don't have any information.
Well, there's nothing really we can do about it until we learn more and make our way there. So we might as well start moving.
All right.
Best to just chase the lead, I guess.
Arxes, did you have something?
I was gonna say if we're looking for allies to come along with us, Esmeralda might be a good one.
Does she like us?
She doesn't like me.
Doesn't like me either.
I like her, if that counts for anything.
It might balance
But
it
if
out.
if it's to take out, you shall not be named. I believe she'd bear with us for the time it takes.
I know you're right. I know it's a good idea, but I'm not happy about it. We'll ask her.
All right.
It's an option. My only
Okay.
suggestion, though,
She'll be at the winery, yes?
most likely, Lori last saw her believe.
Yeah, she said that she was going to meet you there in a week's time. She said that she was going to check out Van Richten's tower and then head to the winery with whatever she found.
Well then, and I'd sort of like stand
Like
from
an
where I had
old
like
slap the
side
knees,
saddled.
stand
I
up.
can't slap my knees. They're the dress is
true.
too big. But I get up from where I was like side saddled, like I was at a fancy picnic.
Of course.
Shall we? Do we have anything more dignified than walking as a means of travel?
I mentally called John.
Not at the moment.
I could carry someone.
See, John shows up. Just
John, could you
pushing
give
through the
Beatrice
bushes.
a ride, please?
He like gets down lower for you to jump on.
Jump up. Side
Kinda
saddle.
weird.
On, but
Kind of
that
weird.
won't be
Back legs
necessary
go
for
up
me. Thank
first.
you.
How's John looking now?
John's looking interestingly similar to Bocephalus. You can see a black flame that kind of erupts from his eyes. The mane is looking a little similar to flames, like the black flame that you always see on Arxes. It's not completely there. It's almost like illusory in a way, but it's something that you could definitely spot.
Yeah, I would definitely notice that immediately.
Yep.
Oh,
Especially after what we just went through. I think we would all take note of that.
Yep.
well, it looks stronger.
It looks
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he can carry my light bulk. And she gets up.
All right.
we'll just make
So-
awkward eye contact. Like, is anybody gonna bring it up? No.
Just the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll be so nice at the winery, won't we be able to see Leyland and your wife there? It'll be a
Yeah.
nice little reunion.
I missed them. Yeah.
Be nice to see them.
It'll be nice. Which, by the way, I believe Arxes' crown is still there.
Yep.
It's flaming and everything.
Arxes' crown is still there. Absolutely. And you see the horns, the extra horns that he was slowly growing are still there. And you swear they might be a little longer.
Yeah, it should be good.
And with that, you all
Just all
pack
of us
up your
looking at each
things.
other and
Just
we're like, what the fuck do we do about this
Yeah,
one?
right? Yeah. So you all begin
don't
to
even know
pack
how
your
to handle
things
that.
up, getting ready to travel and head out back to the winery. Okay. All right. Well, you are going to spend, I think it was 2 days to get to Moonshade.
I believe like
that's
2.5.
about right. Yeah, 2.5. Yeah. Okay. So, first day of travel, you get to the Luna Lake,
What a
Beatrice. I imagined. So you are able to make your way past the Lunar Lake, and you set up a camp there at night. Nothing really happens. We're kind of just, you guys have already traveled here. You know where to go. You get to, oh yes, go ahead.
Just on each day of travel, I am going to cast Sending to my friend.
Okay. All right. So then,
So I don't know if you'd like to do those all
Sure.
at the end as a fluid conversation or as like, because I don't think I'd bring it up to anyone. I'd just be having the conversation
we
over
can
the
do
course
it
of
day
3
by
days.
day. That
Okay.
works. So for this first day of travel, what does Beatrice say?
Trying to think where we left the conversation. The last thing they said was
We left
That-
the conversation with
there were delays, unexpected things were like clearly a little off
things
with
were off with Tatiana,
Tatiana.
and the abbot was at Castle Ravenloft. Hello, all the raiders. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the
Hi.
stream.
Yo.
There was something going on with Tatiana. There was the abbot there at the castle trying to figure out what it might be, and that the wedding was most likely going to be postponed until they figured that out.
Got it. And forgive me for my personal lack of knowledge, what would I know about the abbot? What's their deal?
This one would be history.
Okay. History, you say?
History. 14.
14.
You have heard of the abbot. You know
Sure.
that they are like the resident cleric type that lives in just over Kresk. So Kresk is this walled town that's on the edge of Barovia.
That's far.
It's very far. And you also know that there is an abbey that is on like a mountainside just above Kresk that kind of looks down on it. They are like the running person of that abbey, the abbot of that abbey.
Right.
A cleric type person.
But I've never met them, never crossed paths with them.
No.
But this
You would
is like
never
a
have.
high-level ally that only gets called in for very serious issues.
In the time that you have been in Castle Ravenloft, the abbot has never gone there. At least not
Which
that
I was
you know
probably
of.
a little bit like, really, even when I was on my deathbed after your wives mutilated me, you didn't want to call in the one clerical friend you had? That's very nice.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I thought, never had the pleasure of meeting the abbot. What are they up to? What am I at? I'm at
13.
13. Strahd had time to get away. How are the ladies?
Perfect.
And I would say that like the lady, well, maybe I'd say something more sassy. I think she'd call them the biddies. How are the biddies? And that's how they know I refer to the wives.
Of course, yeah. Their voice comes into your head. Well, I'm doing all right. As good as you can do with your betrothed being obsessed with another. The abbot is strange. I don't know if I like him. That's about it. I don't think he can really say much after that. Kind of focused on that last part of the message because he knew that you wanted the drama.
That's the gossip that I want.
Of course, yeah.
That's the ones that's what we always talk about.
Of course. But yeah, after that,
Okay. That's first day.
day 1 complete. Is there anything you would all like to do? Continue on? Go
Sorry.
ahead.
I feel like I'm taking so much time.
No, go ahead.
In another secret
Please.
moment, I would love to do the identify spell that I did on Arxes previously. And we don't have to go through it the same way we did last time if it's generally the same, but I kind of want to try and get a gauge of like, if he's a pie chart and there was a sliver that was the bad stuff, how much more is the bad stuff?
You know? Something in my hair. but
First, identify, is that an action?
I can cast it as an action, so
Okay.
assuming I would have the spell slot. Well, let me double check this. Because you can ritual cast it.
I think you're right. I think you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can. It takes 1 minute
It's
if you
1
cast
minute.
it
That's
not
what it
as
is.
a ritual. So I
Right.
can cast it as not a ritual.
Now, the follow-up question that I have is Arxes willing to be subject to that identify casting.
I was gonna do it when he was asleep.
If that's the case, then I need Arxes, or no, it would be Beatrice to do a stealth check. I'll say that. Stealth check.
Is stealth check or
Yeah.
sleight of hand?
I would say stealth check because you're trying to be... That is true. You do have to touch.
My passive is super low, so... you know.
It's hard because you're sneaking up to his body and then you're doing something. So, but I don't want to have you do 2 checks.
Okay.
I would say, are you proficient in either of them?
I am. I believe I have disadvantage on stealth, and sleight of hand I'm proficient, and I get a bonus from a magic item. Which is why I'm being a little tricksy and arguing for that one. But I understand if you don't agree.
The disadvantage kind of gets me. I think I do have to have you do 2 checks just to see if you wake him initially, and then the sleight of hand check.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, oh, she'd probably take it off, but I don't think she can take off, like, the reason she has disadvantage, it's like her metal armor, but it's, like, built into, like, the brace that she's wearing. Okay. So I'll do stealth first. A 4.
Ooh. Oof.
My passive does beat that.
Your passive should beat a 4. I would hope it does.
At least I wasn't touching him
On
yet.
your watch. Yeah, you weren't touching him yet, so that's good. On your watch, Arxes, you stir awake and you see... I would say that you probably don't see Beatrice coming up next to you, but she was walking on her watch. Go ahead and do an insight check, I'd say.
Can I actually, as this happens, I'm like, Cosette. And I'm like looking near, Cosette, where have you got off to?
I will give you like a deception roll.
Okay.
And I'll give you the advantage because Arxes, you just woke up.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
I'm like sneaking right up next to him. Oh,
It's
I
a
rolled
3.
athletics. That's wrong. Sorry.
That's
athletics
fine.
was wrong.
So
Arxes got a 3. You're good.
14.
You're good.
Cosette,
Yeah.
get back here.
Beatrice is
nothing-
jogging for some reason.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's just
Let's go back.
Beatrice looking out and trying to find Cosette. But
Falls asleep instantly.
sure.
I wait for him to fall back asleep.
Okay.
Roll my eyes.
I would say you can get one more chance per night because you have a watch of a certain amount of hours. So I'll give you one more shot if you would like.
Does her curiosity outweigh her total disregard for others?
Of course. This is Beatrice after all.
So many things I want to say, but I'm going to keep my little mouth shut.
You know what I will do? The second night, I poke Vaughn. Vaughn, you want to help me with something?
I love
Just
it.
sits up like Michael Myers.
Oh
Yes.
my god, it's so good.
Always.
Love it.
I'm trying to cast a spell. I did this with Leyland a while ago where I identified Arxes and was able to determine some sort of nature behind his situation. But I can't get, I'm a little bit stiff and I haven't been able to get close.
All right.
Do you have any ability to either get me closer carefully or I know you can identify some magic.
I can certainly. I don't know the spell identify. Can Cosette not cast magic?
She can cast something via. Vaughn. I immediately get her off.
Great
I'm
idea.
I slap Vaughn in irritation.
Why did not come up with that? I love it.
I was wanting to say.
I really think I'm zeroing in on it, but I think Vaughn and Beatrice's vibe is like if Morticia Adams was best friends with the butler. Don't they have or like on the Munsters? What's the woman's name on the Munsters? And like the really big
damn.
oh no, that's the dad. I'm getting them confused, but I think them all. Yes,
That's the vibe.
yeah. So Cosette, I can cast any spell via touch via Cosette.
Yep. For this one, I would say that since Cosette is so small and since Arxes has plate armor, I would just give it to you because,
Okay.
I mean, I don't see how that could go wrong.
Lillian
But-
Herman. Yes, Darth Vader's Lillian Herman.
I feel that because he's
I don't
sleeping in his
remember-
plate.
But yeah.
I need you to do
So
a
much more
sleight of
unfamiliar
hand
with
check,
monsters.
however, using Cossette.
Okay, so
I have a question for you, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Would a target know they're being hexed?
Read me the
Exactly.
description of hex.
You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 necrotic to that target whenever you hit it. Also, choose one ability when you cast that spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
I would say yes because
Okay.
of that last part.
Okay.
I feel like that has to connect to something, and I would say that that's like their body feeling a certain way, like either not as healthy
Okay.
for constitution abilities
Then
or
I
strength and all that
won't
stuff.
hex Arxes.
Yeah.
While he's asleep. Though I want
Now,
to.
does he notice it while he's asleep? That's a different story, but it is a gamble.
I'm just gonna say Arxes is a pretty heavy sleep.
yeah, that is canonical.
So
Can
go ahead
I
and do a sleight of
give-
hand check with. Go ahead.
Can I give Cossette my bolstering magics to have an additional d3 on the roll?
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
So
So-
using Cossette's dexterity sleight of hand.
And Cossette is not proficient in sleight of hand, so it'd just be a flat dex plus a d6,
Plus a D3.
correct? Plus a d3.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think you can use your flash of genius on this or something like that. For
I
ability.
can. I always forget I
So-
can use it on literally anything. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Wild.
Anything.
Okay.
Use it
You
all
have
the
a
time.
lot.
Yeah, I do have a lot.
It's
Okay.
almost impossible to fail. That's a
22
natural 20.
20.
Nice.
There we
you
go.
do it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just Cossette flies over and then just ever so gently, ting, right on the plate armor.
Yep. She's
you are
holding
able-
a little like pearl in these weird centipede like contraption that come out of her chest.
I love it. You are able to cast Identify, and through that, you can definitely tell that there is a bigger presence within Arxes.
If I was looking at proportions, can I tell anything about like how much of him is left versus how much of this thing is there?
There's a good amount of him left.
Okay,
can
more than half.
You can't tell about
Lilo and
percentage
Stitch.
wise. Oh my god, when he draws like good and bad on the paper, the
Yeah.
cutest fucking thing ever.
Great references. We're on the references.
So
today.
good tonight. He is definitely still mostly there.
Okay.
Definitely over 50. Exact percentage is kind of ambiguous. That's a sign for ambiguous. Sometimes I get the sign before
Aw.
the word. It's a little ambiguous there, but you could definitely tell that he's mostly there. It's just
Okay.
that presence has definitely increased.
Since this is my second time being able to observe it in any kind of way, and now that I've seen that John has started to look more, that's his name, right? John is the horse's name, has started to look more like Bocephalus. Can I identify, looking like kind of trying to triangulate the like spiritual energy signature I felt last time with connections to Strahd coming from a fiendish energy? Is there anything I can try and like parse now that I'm seeing it for a second time in greater concentration? Also, Vaughn, I feel like Beatrice is communicating all of this to you. So if you have any input.
I'm taking notes.
In relation to Strahd, I would say, I mean, it's no secret that there is someone that gave Strahd the power that he has. You have learned that through the Tome of Strahd, but that Katya has given you and allowed you to read. Wait, no, the Tome of Strahd is not the information that she knew from the Tome of Strahd of Vampire,
Right.
because the Tome of Strahd is with, I believe it was Irina at that time. Yeah, and then he brought it out as like a, yeah. Anyways, from the information
That's
that
right,
Katya
you had it
knew,
at the dinner.
right?
Right.
The information that Katya did know, she had given you, and one of those things was that there is some sort of power that was given to Strahd to make him a vampire. That is probably the only connection that you can find. Arxes is being given power. Strahd was given power.
And that was also, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm also now just Ellen trying to remember the mythology of Strahd. That was also because he sought revenge for a lost love. Wasn't it having to do with like his...
That is what sealed the pact. Yes.
I think I definitely like grab the wrist of, like I stop mid-sentence and like grab Vaughn's wrist.
Yes.
Burn that. Burn your notes.
Oh, right. I pull out
Or eat
a
it,
flint
whatever
and
works.
I eat it. I immediately eat it.
Another reference. Here we go. The monster house. When the guy
Oh
comes
my
back
god,
and
this again.
Oh, yeah.
and then like runs away.
Yeah.
And I like
I
tap
remember
my
that
temple
Yeah,
and make
I-
like a little talking gesture.
I pull my finger off and hand it.
Yeah.
Pull my finger.
I like instinctually, not even thinking about it, like bite the nail a little bit because I'm nervous.
What does
my-
that taste like?
Through the
Tangy.
mental connection. Weirdly, you peeled an orange yesterday.
I did. Where'd I
I'm
get
not-
it? Who knows? Those aren't local to Barovia.
What is it? Was it a good orange or was it overripe? Who knows?
Mental, through the mental connection, I think whatever is giving Arxes' power is the same entity that gave Lord Von Zarevich his power at the beginning of all this. Something has a vested interest in a cycle of violence and someone sitting in power over Ravenloft.
That's very concerning. Jonny, where is my mother connected in with all of this? With
Your mother-
with Strahd's origins.
Your
She's
mother.
really old, right?
Well, as far as Vaughn is concerned, your mother was the mother of Strahd von
I
Zarevich.
mean, yeah.
That is
that
is-
I know.
That is what Vaughn knows. And as far as it comes to like she had taught Strahd how to do spellcasting. Outside of that information, Vaughn wouldn't know because
Right,
you
okay.
only got your information from Babala Saga, and that's it.
From the most factual, correct source.
Of course,
Yeah.
Definitely not skewed or
Trustworthy.
biased at all.
No.
yeah.
That's my brother, Strahd. Yeah. Being different than my mother who taught him magic.
Well, your mother may have, I don't know the origins of his. What he is a power outside of what he can do.
Right.
He was not gifted his immortality, his gift. Well, I don't know the ins and outs. I just need you to know, and I need you to know that no one can know about this. We can
course.
maybe tell Leyland, but this is...
I think if we tell Leyland, then she'll make a big scene of it immediately.
That's very true. I don't know what to do here.
If what they are saying is correct about this Amber Temple from whatever notes that you all have looked at that I have yet to be shown, then
I'll make sure. I photographic memory, like,
Here's all the information. There you go. Yep.
lovely. If the Amber Temple holds information that Strahd doesn't want, then potentially there's information about whatever being this is in a way to break that connection.
and potentially something that we need to keep out of Arxes' hands if the time ever comes. We need to make sure he's not on that throne.
Of course. Do we want to kill him? He's asleep right now.
It's a
No,
valid
because
question.
I think Here's the thing.
It is pretty valid.
He's very strong. We need him at the moment. I
We
understand
need him
that.
at the moment. If this entity, whatever it is, enjoys this cycle of violence, it has an interest not only in him getting stronger, but him unseating Strahd, which is in our favor.
That is in our favor, yes. But what's stopping the being from then giving Arxes all of Strahd's power the second that Strahd is defeated?
Absolutely nothing, but I'm just not sure if that's
so then we have to
bad
immediately
for
kill
us
Arxes
yet. Oh,
once
what?
we kill Strahd. Right? That's what you're saying?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just saying I'd like to have the option.
I think it's a perfectly valid option.
I've been wronged
He's
by
been
one...
creepy.
Yes, and I've been wronged by one lord of Castle Ravenloft already, and I'm not going to have a second.
Completely understandable.
I just think...
No, you go. I was going to say something silly about how it's going to be my castle because I'm theoretically next in line.
I think that makes more sense.
I mean, I don't know what any kind of nuptials or anything were signed by any of the wives.
Pretty sure the castle
I
goes
assume
to
they have
the-
a prenup so that they don't get his property.
No, I
not
wouldn't
there.
imagine
It
they
sounds-
would have.
Not privy to this.
I
I'm
just
pretty
think...
sure it goes to the kids, to the heir.
I'm
That is true.
Katya.
That is true.
You don't know we're related.
And now we're doing Succession. The
How does Vaughn still not know that this?
Is Vaughn's
you-
correct.
I do not talk about it very much.
Right. Doesn't want to.
You were saying something more interesting than that.
I was just saying, I'm not saying we have to do anything. I'm just saying that we should be prepared that something might have to be done. Now, if it's Arxes, I'm not saying, overall, as long as I'm allowed to leave, I don't much care. But also, I don't really care about leaving as long as Strahd isn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Because under Arxes, I could presumably take up my old post and keep doing the work I was doing. That would be nice.
It all depends on the level of leadership, I suppose. But who knows when it could corrupt? Was Strahd a good ruler before he was corrupted?
He was very good at maintaining the books. And may I say that every corner of the country has been attended to, they're just not necessarily in the way they would have liked.
He's an incredible spellcaster and an amazing
An
student,
adept
from what I've heard.
An adept fighter.
Incredible at killing people. Did you see what happened yesterday? Absolutely, chef's kiss.
Makes him a good person.
No,
Good.
they just put a
Good
few
person
check marks
means
on
good
the
at
good
something,
side.
right?
Yes, good. He's adept.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember, there's the bad check marks that were was mean to Beatrice, genocide. The two bad check marks that Strahd
Yeah.
has.
But good at genocide is on the good
at it.
side.
Yeah, he's efficient.
Really efficient at it.
Very good
The
person.
fact
Like,
that he does it isn't good, but that he can is.
Exactly.
impressive.
There's like half a check mark on on the bad that's like a little over dramatic for it.
A little over dramatic.
It was like you could have done this in a much less like showy way.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been fun.
It's true.
So,
Just something. It was like, just like, we go back into the debate of like, what does it mean to be bad?
right, yeah,
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 we begin to talk morals again.
yeah. So,
I think I get distracted.
Yeah. At the end of your watch, somebody, Katya or Arxes, wakes up and relieves you of your watch. You make it through the night.
Is just like completely unaware of all
Yep.
of this.
Yep. Beatrice and Vaughn just
Alright,
made
my turn.
a shocking discovery.
Yeah.
And Katya's just, yep, we're going to the winery.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
I mean, yeah.
rest.
your watch goes uneventful. Arxes, your watch goes uneventful. Everybody makes it through the night. And you have another day of travel. You continue forward. You pass through Yesterhill, finding the giant Golthias tree, a almost undead version of the Elder Tree. It's definitely smaller, but its branches are gnarled into like a cup of the hand, like fingers crawling up to the sky, and it's perpetual blood sap coming out of the trunk.
I would like to collect more sap.
Cool. You can collect more sap.
I
This
would like to
time-
lick more sap off the tree.
You can lick more sap, and it is the exact same as the first time. Bitter and not very good. You collect it. Go ahead.
Just quickly on that note, when I leveled up, I got an artificer ability that allows me to fabricate things much
Cool.
more quickly. So I think I have completed that first potion.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's a
Cool.
standard healing potion, right?
Yeah, just a regular.
Okay. Cool.
Are you trying to get like a bunch? You can get a bunch. You can
Yeah,
get
I would like to get a bunch.
you can get a bunch. This is a big tree. You spend however long you would like, getting as much sap as you want. I mean, you could fill up a full container of just sap. It'll probably
Okay.
get, I mean, if we're going to put a number on it, I would say you could probably make, we'll say 5 out of it. It's a good amount. But you continue forward down the road, closer and closer to the winery. Night comes again. Is there anything you would like to do?
Sending spell.
Sending, right? What do you say to your contact?
Can you possibly?
I got the number, don't worry.
Yeah. I want to restart. Sorry. You would have planned your thoughts a little bit better.
Sure.
What's the word I'm trying to think of? The word is
What's the word?
indulge my curiosity. The biddies must have much to say about these delays. How many more do I have?
13 right now, so you have just under 12. You have 12.
Maybe they know more than we do. It's so hard when you have so few. Is Arena still as boring as when she
How's that?
arrived? Still as boring.
It's still
great.
as boring, which works.
Perfect.
It still works.
Still works.
This is nice. Going back to our roots. Yes, she's boring. Out of it.
You're at 13.
Oh, he's gone.
I'm gonna do a check real quick.
Oh.
Oh,
I want to see what he has heard.
Ooh, checks.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I'm counting your words to return the favor.
This is nice. Back
You're
to
at
our
13.
roots. Just recounting what I said. She's still boring. Still working with the abbot. Bitties are jealous.
4 left.
I think he leaves it there.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Anything else that you guys would like to do on this night?
my watch is spent staring directly at Arxes, unblinking.
I like to think that we're taking a watch together, so just sitting there.
Just across the way. So we got two different spots just staring. I love it so much. Anyways,
Staring contest.
the night goes uneventful, especially for Von and Arxes. And
We could chat.
if you would like,
You okay with it?
Man, what? Wait, are you?
Yeah. I'm fine. You're just staring at me. Is
I'm
everything
trying
okay?
to figure out where your sword is. You say it's with you, but it's not
It
in your
is.
throat, and it's not on your back.
It is safe. Look, Matt, do you really want to know?
A little bit. Is it something gross? I scooch a lot closer and sit crisscross applesauce in front of him.
Right in between us on the ground, sword appears. It's kind of like a black flame, a flash in the air, and then the sword is there.
I would say with perpetual flame from it, similar to the one that you had seen from the mane of John.
Something that I figured out that I can do recently. So, it's rather heavy with the armor and everything
No,
always
and
on my back. It's
That makes sense. That's why I dislike large swords of that variety. And it's so much more fun when you can just flick my wrists and then my two psychic daggers appear. I would like them psychically to have the also the fire because I can control what they look like.
So for me,
really cool.
psychic
Means they're
always
invisible.
looks purple to me. That's my headcanon. So I just imagine instead of black flames, it's these purple daggers that you hold and then purple flames coming from them.
no, that's really cool. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's in this one I can even. No. I gotta double check something.
Got to make sure I can actually do this mechanically.
I have to read my character sheet.
I mean,
Yeah,
the reason
really
we say,
quick.
I feel like the reason we go purple is psychic is because
It's
Pokemon,
definitely
most of the
Pokemon.
psychic ones
Very
are
true.
purplish.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Not all of them, but I feel like a couple of the key ones.
Well, the like logo for the type is
Yeah.
Yeah.
purple.
Darth
It's
Vader
like
said the
pink.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, purple
Darth.
is psychic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Like
is
a-
known.
I guess maybe it is pink, but it's like a pinkish purple.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Purpley pink.
fuchsia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice color.
Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
then psychic, like whenever you do the actual like psychic, the power.
Yeah, the
it's
spell.
purple.
The boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't with this, but I could before. Anyway, it's not. Then it just disappears. Yeah, I had a bad back. 42, not getting any younger.
Oh, that's valid. That's valid. Oh, yes. I needed to thank you.
Mhm.
You
What?
told Beatrice to be nice to me, and it is working well.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's good.
I think we're friends now.
I'm happy for you. Are you? How are you feeling? Are you happy? You glad?
I'm about that. Yes, that's quite enjoyable. I mean, in general, I didn't like dying.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
a nice
I
person.
couldn't help you with
Several
that.
people, but it was an all right experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever died? Like died?
Can't say that I have. Felt pretty close to it a couple of times.
That's the part I'm used to feeling.
Yeah, it's gotta be dramatic, to say the least.
Oh, I mean, it's just another day. You put a smile on and you keep going forward.
Sure. Smiling is tough sometimes.
No, it's not. I reach out with my little fingers and I pull up the sides of Arxes' cheeks to make him smile.
Sharp canines.
I sharp all of the teeth.
Yeah.
Just imagine like a.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like
It's,
fully hook my fingers in his mouth, but I get close.
No, but I'm happy that you and Beatrice are cool. I think it's important for us all to
Be
bond.
friends?
Yeah.
Oh. Are we friends?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Do we hug or no? Are you a hug friend or no?
I don't really, but you know, for the sake of sealing the deal, as they say, we can do it.
I mean, we could like headbutt. We could do one
That
of
hurts.
the hugs where you would, like clasp each other and
that one, you know.
thrust
Call each
into
other son of a bitch.
All right, yeah. He reaches his hand down to you.
we bro hug, I guess.
Bro hug. And the best part is that like just this, when the hands connect, I just think of course, Predator.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just fucking this sonic boom shoots through the forest of just the sheer power from Vaughn and Arxes. It kind of
There's a-
startles everybody awake, but it is
Like a pulse of black and purple
exactly
flame.
Yeah. I love it. But
That had more of an effect than I thought it would.
all of that
It was really
aside,
cool.
bro hug.
Bro hug.
Imagine if Arxes
Powerful.
hit Vaughn with the, we're allies.
I kill him on the spot.
One for the other. So good.
Not again.
Right.
So
That would be so funny.
you finish your night. Morning comes. You continue your way towards the winery. And some of you. Actually, no, all of you have been there. Yeah. You find the familiar vineyard and people are working on the field. You can see the Mardikovs there and even Leyland and Aurora. And you see the wagon of Esmeralda at the front of the winery as well. All of that you take in, feeling a little bit at home almost. This is, after all, one of the safest places you've been. As you all arrive to the winery, we are going to go to break. And during break, we actually are going to be giving away a copy of Call of the Nether Deep, the Critical Role game. You can get it for Roll20 for yourself. If you are a follower, you get 1 ticket. Subscribers get 2. If you would like to get that copy for yourself, go ahead and join the raffle by doing !power. That giveaway is starting now. We will see you all in 15 minutes. See y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, it is time to pick the winner, and I think we all know who it's gonna be.
Who?
It's Darth Cater.
Oh my God.
Usual.
Wow.
I know, such a
Darth
surprise.
Caters. You're the
Send in the
best.
code.
Congratulations.
All that good stuff. Move my desk. All right.
You're the best.
All right. So, Right, I was supposed to change the music before we came back on, but I didn't.
Okay.
But you know
Fine.
what? It is so easy to change the music in Sirenscape that,
Is it really?
you
How
know,
Sirenscape.
easy
Look
is
look at this.
it?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I hear one music.
With just one click of button,
Wow.
Boom.
It's completely
it is
different
changed. It is completely different. Wow.
now. You know that takes so little amount of time that
So
I feel
little.
like like anyone would not be in their right mind if they didn't get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The
Sirenscape
triple
is
S
so
is
good.
what we're talking about, of course.
It's too easy not to use.
So,
Agree.
It's too no.
All
It's
the
too
cats,
easy
I
to
love it.
not use, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So, you all finally arrive at the winery, finding the Mardikovs working the field, and also Esmeralda's cart, Leyland, Aurora, all of them seeing you return, dropping their things and coming to you. Aurora coming to you, Arxes, Leyland as well, giving you a hug. Esmeralda coming out of the winery, just looking and kind of waving. But you are free to do what you need. Is there anything specific that you would like to do as you go into the winery? Otherwise, I can move on to what I want to do.
I would just not like to be perceived by as many people as possible.
People still perceive you.
I know. I'm not
you
trying
are-
to stealth. I just don't want them to look at me.
Yeah.
Perception.
It's not really like looking at you, but it's like you are part of the people. It's a bit of a difference than usual.
Yeah.
Seems like they have full trust in this group of people and don't really worry about you.
Okay. But
I
there's
see-
still the stares of children.
The children stare.
I start making a scene.
Okay.
Acting. This is just starting to attract attention to myself. Just being like, somebody. I just like making unreasonable demands and being like,
I love it.
really making a scene to like draw attention.
Okay. I like it. And you do. You do. As you make such a scene, the children are, you're requesting certain things, and, the parents of these children are like, okay, come, we need to go get some things. And they are brought away, and eyes are distracted from Vaughn, looking towards you and the others.
I give a very thankful look.
As you just slink around everyone.
So it's just a little bit of sleight of hand, and I give them a wink.
Arxes. Aurora and Leyland come to you. They give you their hugs, and Aurora just looks to Leyland. Remember what we talked about. Give me a moment. Okay. And just kind of looks to you,
Everything okay?
Arxes. Leyland does. Just nods and then begins walking away. Aurora watches as she walks back into the winery. You missed her first full moon. Not that I blame you, but she did well.
I've seen her transform a few times.
But it's different. More bestial.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that you are alive. But
I'm glad to see you too, safe too.
I would be irresponsible as your partner and your wife to ask, what the fuck is that? And she points up to your horns and your crown.
This kind of started growing.
Why?
me.
Why? You were talking about this personal mission to save us, to give yourself up to kill Strahd, to save us This power that you have, where did it come from?
I don't know. I like to think it's the new oath that I made, but it's not. It's from someone. I'd rather not talk about it.
And I would rather talk about it. This doesn't just affect you, Arxes. Do you know who this person is?
I know a moniker, a name, so to speak. But I think it's better if you know not its name. It's, probably dangerous. At least for anyone else. Why are you doing this? Is everything...
I'm not
You okay?
letting Leyland go with you. She is going to stay here with me.
Okay. I mean, as long as she's safe, I don't care. It's fine. Yeah.
Good.
Wait, what? Why, though?
Why do you think, Arxes, I barely even recognize you? I know that... When I first met you, you were down. I know that. You were angry, I know that. You were looking for a way to get back at Strahd, I know that. But this... taking power from someone that you don't even feel comfortable sharing their fucking name? Something that you're saying is probably dangerous to others, but not you? And whatever this fucking crown is, I'm sorry, Arxes, but I don't feel safe letting Leyland go with you.
Yeah. Okay.
She takes your hand. I love you. And that is the reason why I am saying these things. It's not to hurt you. It's not to make you feel bad. It's to make you think. Look back at yourself. See where you are now. And ask yourself, is it really worth it?
You think this is my want?
She takes her hands away.
Look, I with all my heart, all my soul, my body, you two are the most important things to me in this entire world. I haven't seen my parents in years. I don't care to see them. I have brother or sister because I have you two. But I didn't. For 10 years. Have you? I watched as Strahd made me kill my friends that I had for so long of my life. I watched him take away you, one thing that I finally found in the midst of all that pain and suffering it's caused me. Leyland, there was a moment when, after he grabbed you, I ran back home and I grabbed my sword, my armor, and I wanted to go after him, but I stopped because Leyland needed a parent. I don't regret doing that, but for all my fucking life, that man has taken everything. Who's to stop him from taking you again, or her? What would you do? Huh? If she was grabbed right now, because he could. I just watched him slaughter an entire village with one hand. He could. If I can get some sort of power, some sort of help from some unknown source, then I don't care. I do it for you. I do it so you two don't have to go through any of that again. He's a monster, and he needs to die. I respect your decision, though. I do believe Leyland. I never wanted her to come in the first place. I'm sorry if I'm hurting you.
In destroying a monster, make sure you do not become one.
Hey. And he like puts a hand on her cheek.
Grabs your hand.
It's me. Yeah. I'm totally fine. I promise I'll come home to you. And we can go back to being a blacksmith family on the end of the street. Yeah.
Just don't do anything irreversible. Otherwise, I don't know if we can.
Love you.
Love you too. Think about it. She gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Oh.
At the same time, you see Esmeralda coming out of the winery and just kind of seeing what's going on. Comes to you, Katya. So, how did it go?
Went well until it went bad. He decided to pay us another visit.
Okay. Well, what is the damage?
An entire city.
Fuck.
The druid village in the tree. We saved what we could, but it was too much for us.
Well, my route was fruitless as well. Seems Van Richten was not at this tower. I don't know where he is.
That's a shame. I'm sure he probably has his own motives and
No.
will come to us when he wants to be found, eh?
Oh no, he won't come to us. He thinks that he's cursed. That's why he always works alone. Everyone around him always dies, is what he says. think it's full of shit, but... No, he won't find us. But honestly, fuck him. We don't need him. Realistically, I was going to ask him if he knew any idea as to where Johans would have gone, but... Fuck him. Just leaves like everyone else.
Well, at least we know not to count on him. We will be extra careful. Listen, we came back to pack up and to get supplied. We're gonna go through the mountains through the Amber Temple, and we're hoping you'll come with us to help.
I've been thinking about it.
Of course, if you have somewhere to be or more important errands, I understand.
Actually, I think our goals align. I think that's where Archibald is.
You do?
I'm running through my mind all of the things that we found in his home. He's in search of the most perfect vessel for himself. The Amber Temple is a place for knowledge. It's a guess, but if you're going... I was going to pitch that idea, but since you're already going, I guess I'll go with. If
we can find Archibald in the process, then
hopefully
more's the better. Either way, I give her a hard look. We will find him. And he will pay for what he's done. I promise you.
Katya. I'm sorry. I had taken my own frustrations and I had put my own baggage onto you, and it was not fair. And I'm sorry.
I know you did. And it really pissed me off and hurt. Johan's meant a lot to me too. I know you're closer and I know you've known him a lot longer, but he was a friend to me as well, and I desperately tried to save him.
I know.
And I want him back too. I want to find him. And if we can work together on that, we have a much higher chance of success.
Yes, I agree.
Don't know if I can forgive you for that right away, but
I get it.
it's good to know we can work together at least.
The good news is that I took some of Van Richten's winter gear. So...
It.
I have at least one, and I'm sure the Mardikovs have some, so...
I'm on my
Work
way to
should
go
be
talk
good.
to them right now, so...
Good. Okay.
Oh, go get everything settled and I'll meet up with you soon.
As you begin walking away, you just hear her... Katya,
I give her a little pat on the shoulder as I walk past.
Katya. Thank you. She turns back around and makes her way towards her wagon. During which you see the very big fiasco of Beatrice making a scene, Von slinking away unseen, and you...
Well, somebody just has to help me carry this. What about you, child?
yes,
Can you
yes.
help it?
Yes, and you see on the porch of the winery, the old Davian Mardukov is just kind of swinging back and forth in his rocking chair and says, just disagreeing from him after every demand that you have. But Adrian is very helpful because it is very clear that he thinks that he owes you quite a lot for your help in Berez, and he is grabbing all of the things that you hand him, even to the detriment of him being able
out of the portable hole to make it more difficult.
Where is Elvir?
Oh, Elvia, he is still with Saoirse. They have been reunited. And I assume trying to reestablish Moonshade. Got a little hairy down there. Did you need him for something?
No, he's safe.
He is with Saoirse. I mean, he seems perfectly happy there.
Okay, that is good enough for me.
He wasn't like murdered or captured by Strahd or anything like that. That'd be
good.
Oh,
that
we hadn't mentioned.
That was definitely a fear of mine after.
No, we didn't leave him getting pecked to death by ravens and Babala sagas.
Good, awesome. Okay, I'll just bring this inside. And he turns around and makes his way in. You all, at some point in your conversations and not conversations in Von's way, make your way inside of the winery. And you are given wine, you are given a warm meal, you are taken care of. And talk about what happened to Moonshade is shared, and Cold Gear is queried, and you are given... it's like, oh yes, we used to deliver wine to the mountain folk way back when. We have some winter coats that we can give you for traveling into the mountains. No problem. Consider it a gift. But
thank you.
You gain the cold weather gear, and the night quickly comes.
One more thing.
If there's anything else that you would like to do, yeah.
Right after that, there is another favor I would ask. If I know it's a bit more of an imposition, so feel free to say no, but could we perhaps borrow a cart? Or a wagon?
And Esmeralda pipes up, I have one. I got it. We can use mine.
Will hers fit all of it? I thought hers was like a closed deal with...
It is a closed deal, but
okay.
I mean, you could sit on top of it, if anything. But
okay.
You could definitely fit everybody on there.
Okay, cool. All right, all good then.
There is one other thing. Speaking to Adrian. Katya.
Mm.
Do you mind? I would like to speak to you in private. Just...
Sure.
No offense to any of you, it's just... I have something specifically for Katya.
No problem.
Taken. Keep your secrets. It's okay.
That's Adrian talking to Katya?
Adrian, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just off potion work.
Adrian brings you into a private bedroom, just near the dining area. Saoirse already knows, but we are hoping to help in the fight against Strahd. That being said, we have certain tools at our disposal. If I were to share a secret with you, do you think it might be in danger of the enemy finding out?
To be perfectly honest, as much as I would like any advantage we can get, I have to assume that he is watching us at any moment. And I do not know if we have a reliable way of keeping secrets anymore.
I respect your decision. I will keep it ambiguous.
Okay.
We still deliver wine to Valakai.
Okay.
Is there anything that you need us to do? I remember talk of going there being something that you were thinking. Is that still a thing? We can scout for information while you are gone. Is there something at Kresk that you need done? We can look there. Is there anything that you need us to do? Consider travel is a non-issue.
I understand. There.
You can think about it. I don't
Right.
need an answer just yet.
Sure.
Take the night. Think. Ponder. Whatever you need. Let us know.
Will do. I appreciate it, friend. Thank you.
Of course. Well, I'm glad to hear you all at least made it. It's definitely It is sad to hear what happened to Moonshade, but again, I'm glad that you all survived. Shit. And he goes over and finds one of the kids that broke a wine bottle. So, is there anything you would like to do?
That's it for me.
I think I just work on potions, try and get in some good hours.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna bother Beatrice.
All right. We love that for her.
She loves to be interrupted while she's working on something.
Of course.
That's everyone's favorite thing.
Yeah, everyone loves it.
Honestly?
No one hates that.
No one
Yeah.
hates it at all.
Yeah.
I've got like a mage hand up, like this little like monocle contraption.
I try to make a noise to indicate that I'm there, but a noise that's not startling. I just like I scratch my nails along the door.
I feel like to Beatrice that would be a normal sound.
I do that.
It's like I sort of like put up the little thing and like 1 second as I try and get like the last little bit of like the tincture. It looks exactly like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
That
You're making meth.
I'm making healing potion meth.
You're in your tidy whities.
Yeah, never. She's in like her underslip. Is the equivalent. I managed to do that. Seal off and cork it before like the vapors get in, and I like.
I love it.
Don't want to inhale that too much. Yes. What can I help you with? No, wait. I might not be it. Hello, friend.
Hello. It's nice to see you. I hope I didn't interrupt your important work.
You did, but it's fine.
All right. I will make it up to you and aid in any way that I can. I don't know if it's a favor for me or an opportunity for you to learn something.
Is it hugging again?
No, it is not. Though that's not off the table. You... I have known the spell Identify, of course, obviously. I've read many a tome. I just had never encountered it before being cast in that way. Not to be a familiar, I understand that. put on a person.
All right. Do you need to understand something about the... It sounds like you understand the theory.
I understand the theory. I don't understand. This is a lot. And I don't know what's up with it.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's any useful information that could be gathered by that.
You want me to identify you?
If that's not... I can give you the spell slot back.
I wouldn't even need to spend one if you allow me to do it over the course of 10 minutes.
All right. If you're okay with touching me for 10 minutes.
I think worse things have happened. Are you okay with me touching you for 10 minutes? I can have Corset do it if you'd prefer.
No, that's fine. That's
right.
An understandable part of the spell.
All right. Make yourself comfortable. I can clear a table. It's not quite medical, so you don't need to lay down or anything.
I sit very awkwardly and very
Legs
tensely.
just like up and like in an awkward position.
I'm sitting like a frog would sit, except I'm a human.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The legs are like almost above their head.
So good.
Yeah, I love it.
Right. For simplicity, do you,
yes.
give me a, and I just like take like a hair,
Yeah.
tap the temple, just so we can see the same things, and we'll go ahead and begin ritually casting Identify on Vaughn.
Yeah.
10 minutes and 6 seconds go by.
10 minutes and 1 minute, technically 11.
Oh, right, a minute. That's right,
Yeah.
it is a minute. It's not an action. 11 minutes go by.
And is it? Yeah, I imagine awkward silence as you're like doing the rituals of the spell, and I'm just too awkward to talk.
I'm like, stop twitching like that. What is that face you're making?
Sorry, that's what my face looks like.
You look like I'm hurting you. I'm not doing anything. My hands are perfectly soft. Are they clammy or something?
No, they're fine. They are soft. Yes, it's fine.
Stop.
Am I sweating too much?
Yeah.
After 11 minutes of that, the spell finally takes hold. Beatrice, you find Vaughn's age is one of the first things that we go over, which I think is like 16 or something. 19.
19.
That's
I'm
right.
an adult. Go fuck yourself.
Flip the
I'm
6.
pinging it in the chat just so you know.
Yeah. I don't think there's really any spells affecting Vaughn. There is a chaotic sort of magic about them.
Right, I think I did like a detect magic before. But do I learn if throughout the casting, if any are... Okay, it says if an item was created by a spell. Could that possibly count here of like, was Vaughn created by a spell?
There is definitely not a spell, but just magic in general.
Sure.
I would say that you could tell that Vaughn is like part human, part fae, but like mostly fae magic has changed them to really lean into that fae side of things. Outside of that, one of the more important things that you find is there is a small sliver of a familiar type of being.
Of what?
Of being, an entity, a small sliver, very small, almost imperceptible, but with the rules of Identify, you're able to pick up on it. Very small, but there.
Tisk, Vaughn. Have you got friends other than me you're not telling me about?
Well, I have Katya and Sorsha and Elvia and Arxes and... Oh, I told you about what happened when I died. I saw the person with all the faces. And we had a lovely little chat. I mentioned this to you.
I'm sorry, I get very torn. Was that Wait, describe it again. I'm sorry. I don't necessarily always listen when people are talking.
That's not rude, first of all, but understandable.
Put it in my
I get
bad
it.
column. I'll cash it in later I'll do you a favor or something.
I was pulled away into something after I was horribly murdered. You were there.
Yes.
You recall.
I brought you back to life.
Yes, no, just very sweet of you, very kind, very unnecessary, waste of a spell scroll. But, the classic things when you die, you see every time that you've disappointed your mother in your entire life, and then you fade into blackness, and then there's suddenly a voice echoing all around you, and then they show up in a multitude of different faces and offer you a boon, but you're not a fool, so you're like, no, I don't offer boons from random strangers, and they're like, you're gonna take it anyway.
I see. Now, I took that as I'm not much of a religious woman. I take that as some sort of, without further context, as some sort of hallucinatory mortal experience. I don't know. But knowing that you have you're looking at the same details I am.
Yes.
You have been touched by whatever, and we're doing all of this telepathically.
Of course, yeah.
Has
Just silent, just staring at each other.
But a lot of like this.
Yeah, of course, yeah. The body language is still there.
Yeah.
Whatever has affected our dear friend Arxes.
Yes.
Now, he's not the only one who's seen it.
I would say the taste is different.
The
a different
taste.
flavor.
It's a different flavor of entity. It is not the same as the one in Arxes. So now you recognize
Okay.
that it's
you mean it was
not
like spiritual?
Right. This entity is distinctly different from the one that is within Arxes.
Okay.
Which
So
leads you to
backpedal.
believe that maybe the one that affects Strahd and Arxes isn't the same. Maybe there are multiple types of these entities.
Oh, so, okay, I see what you're saying. So, like, whatever was affecting them might be different, but it's like can possibly, like, it was the same spiritual magic, but now that I've tasted a third version of the spiritual magic, I'm like, oh, there's three.
Well, you haven't
I've tasted three different.
You've never truly tried the Strahd. You've never actually tried identifying him. So you haven't really like figured out. That was just like your intellectual assumption based off of the information that Katya had given you.
Right.
You have felt and tasted in that way. Arxes, the entity that seems to be involved with Arxes. And now this small sliver, it is different. Different entirely.
Okay, wait, sorry. So, I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said it was the same thing. I wonder... Oh, I should make it a practice to cast Identify on every person who allows me within 10 feet of them. Because I'm wondering if Sorcia might have some sort of similar thing from the Thanes.
Potentially.
Do I recognize anything of the description? Possibly as a Fey entity, an overbeing that I've ever read about?
I can tell you their name.
Well, yes.
They just introduced themselves as they of the many faces.
Do I know anything about that?
Go ahead and do... I say history would be the best fitting.
Okay. Just checking. Oh, I have advantage toggled. History.
28.
And I will, you know what? That I'm gonna throw a
flash of genius.
On it to push it above 30.
Honestly,
thank God.
That changes things.
Might have been the DC, yeah.
That changes things. These are very high DC to know specifically something. So what does that add? That adds plus 5.
5.
So
the 33.
Okay.
The DCs don't go any higher in the book, Jonny.
It was actually DC 35.
Oh, it was DC 20.
So sorry.
275.
DC 69.
Nice.
Gosh.
Okay. How would you know about this, though? That's...
Yeah, I mean...
When you're in a library, sometimes you pick up a random book.
Is it... I can theorize and play stuff out if you tell me if it's, like, related to a certain realm of area, and I could be like, maybe this is how she knows it.
Within Castle Ravenloft, there is a large library.
Right.
Of course.
Heard of it.
In one of them is a folklore, like, children's type of stories that, like, kind of like Alice in Wonderland and all of these, like, Cinderella, those types of stories. There is one about the many-faced star is what it's called, otherwise known as They of Many Faces. It is this monster that consumes souls, stealing their faces, their voices, their personality, and using them to fool new people into taking their souls, and them giving it willingly.
So it has to be willing.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's just, it tries to get those willing souls, and to always be careful of the deals that you make.
It's the many-faced demon from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's where my brain went to, yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
exactly.
that is
better when they're given freely.
That's what I had a lot of inspiration with. But with this person, you know, they make promises of transformation, and it is definitely a bad thing.
Right. I don't know if I can control what I tell Vaughn via telepathic link.
You can.
Okay.
Whatever. Oh, gotcha. I think it's just whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like telling. Maybe not like direct thoughts, like this is what I'm thinking of, and like it's a picture,
It's
but
not
you can
detect thoughts.
It's
Right.
not detect thoughts. Okay.
Right. So you
Stop
can
attacking my
withhold
window.
thoughts.
So I think of that. I
No.
remember that. I think we should have you speak with Leyland before we leave.
Did I do a bad thing?
You didn't do anything wrong, but
I
didn't-
I didn't intend to take the power. I mean, they kept offering it, and then I was like, well, I mean, they showed me a face that seemed familiar to me, but I couldn't quite place it. It was kind of like my face, but not because my face is fucked. And it felt. I fuck up.
you didn't do anything wrong.
Am I one of those stupid little idiots that makes a deal with some being greater, even though I've been told 1,000,000 times that not to make any deals with any beings greater?
Oh
But you
man, it would be
didn't.
so stupid if somebody did that. Can you believe what kind of
Who would do that?
Who would? I don't even know. Like, so dumb.
I would say, Beatrice, as you see Vaughn kind of talking about what the other faces look like and this They of Many Faces, you do see like a bit of their face kind of moving a little, like waves almost
would not-
imperceptible, but you're like
Sure.
staring right at them, so
Yeah. I would not be mad at myself if I tapped a bit of wood and if someone hit me with a log of wood and I got a splinter. Is that my fault? No. It is not your fault that something sought you out at your moment of weakness. You said no, but it doesn't pay much heed to your consent. So I think it would be good to have a cleric take a look at it and see if that splinter can be removed.
They called Baba Lysaga a thief. And not my mother.
A thief? Did they say what she stole?
That's when I woke up.
What do you want to do? I'm telling you right now that this thing is not going to act in your best interest, but you are allowed to act as you would choose, and I will not force you to. I don't know. I can't
You
force
said
you
there
to
was a
do
thing
much.
inside of me. Do you think I can like reach in and like pull the sliver out? I can probably
No.
kind of get in there a little bit.
I don't think you could do that any more than Arxes would be able to pull what's inside of him out. But, I mean, can you... Do you have any sense of it? Not physically, but...
I think I can access whatever that they gifted me.
Don't. I would argue not to. I mean, of course, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying that it is not an even deal.
From my understanding, it appears to just change this.
Do you want that changed?
Well, it's not nice.
I take off my hat and lay it on the table.
Oh yeah, I think Vaughn already knows, right?
Yeah, Vaughn's
Vaughn's the
Vaughn's
only one that
only
knows.
person who's
Right,
seen it.
right.
There are other ways. Cosmetic surgery is not worth making a deal with some unknown demon.
I didn't make the deal because of cosmetic surgery.
I'm just saying that if that's what you are looking for, I can just... And I reach out and I cast Disguise. Is it Disguise Self? Can I cast it on another
Disguise
person?
self.
Damn it, it's Disguise
It's
Self.
I mean, I cast Disguise Self on myself that I
Then
could
why-
already do.
Then why does it...
It's the next step. It alters the self.
It keeps...
I'll back out of it. I think I've described my coming out of Disguise Self as peeling a layer of skin off.
All illusory, but still.
Yeah, it's still terrifying, but...
Still
not-
absolutely terrifying.
There are other ways and other magics that can achieve that for you. And the opinions of others are not worth it. If it's for yourself, you're the only one who can make that decision of whether or not you want to do that. But if it's just because people might look at you.
I don't know if I know what I am without the opinions of others.
Oh, interesting.
I'm trying to think how to answer that in a clever way.
Been all
Not everything needs a clever quip.
True. I think the irony here is if I tell you my opinion, you might just form it off of that. But you're the only one that is you. Other people's... Nobody can have a constant perception of any given thing. And they cannot have a complete perception of you because they do not know your mind.
Mm.
You are the only one who has a perception of your internal self.
And that's for the best.
Then in that way, truly you're the only one who can know yourself on that level, right?
Right.
I would advise you not take this gift.
Right,
Because-
it's already been given.
Well, don't open it or unwrap it or wear it to Christmas dinner or whatever.
If we had intended to go to Valakai, it was my intention to use it.
And you can make whatever choice you would like. Just know that this is not what I would consider a good deal. And this is not There are other ways to achieve that magic.
Yeah, I understand that. I've read many a book on illusions and transmutations, and
Then why don't you just learn to do it yourself? Why do you need
I
this?
can't. That's why I was in the cage. Because I couldn't be him. I couldn't cast the spells that he could cast. I couldn't learn it all. That's why it just
Do you just want to become him? Is that the goal?
That wasn't my goal. I've never had a goal. Well, I had one. It was killing my mother. But she might not be my mother. It was her goal. Why else would I have my name?
Beatrice sort of like steps back. That's a lot of emotion she's never had to actually engage with for an extended period of time.
I've upset things and I can leave.
You haven't done it. I'm not adept at passing out this level of emotional inquiry. It is your choice to make, but as you have said, you do not know who you are unless it is through other people's perception. Let me tell you this. And I don't care if it's manipulative. If you take that gift and use it, I will be very upset with you.
Understood.
You can find a better way. I can find a better way. Why be beholden to some many-headed monster? You're better than that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you believe the other matter they said was true? Of my mother?
About your mother stealing something, or about your mother not being your mother?
Both. Either.
Motherhood is complicated. Would you say that I am Corsette's mother? I did not birth her. I made her.
My mother did not technically birth me. I crawled out of her stomach.
That's closer than Corsette got for me.
True, but I ripped and clawed my way out.
I don't know exactly the limitation. I mean, you were made in a way that is beyond a natural humanoid, restricted version of a mother-to-child process. Sure. But she's the one who raised you, made you, horribly rent your self-esteem asunder. If that's not a mother, I don't know what is. Now, there might be something else that could claim you as a mother, but in the way that you define yourself by other people's perceptions, you define the people around you through yours. If you perceive her as your mother, then she is. I think Becca froze. or they're thinking very hard.
I think you're so right. Damn.
Slammed Vaughn with that intense.
Right. I'll just say
philosophy.
Vaughn
Stunned.
had to
Vaughn
really
is
think
stunned.
about what happened. There it goes.
Ah!
The overlay.
Vaughn was so
All right, I
so
will.
taken aback by that.
I will
That
join
thing
with
sounded
my
Absolutely shocked.
other Zoom.
Internet
Internet
issues.
issues. Okay.
I hope they heard that, but other than that,
Well, maybe they can check
Where
the
are we
recording if
yeah, they should just
Yeah,
watch the
same.
recording. We'll say, like, we'll
Yeah.
talk about it in the morning.
Yeah,
You can watch the recording
exactly.
and react up on what
So-
reacted.
With that, Vaughn is just so shocked. So shocked
so.
that they get
And
quiet.
so are we.
And we change the camera view back to Katya. You're speaking with Esmeralda about whatever, but her voice goes out and kind of becomes really blurred, muffled. And you hear in your head a familiar voice of Casimir.
Oh, okay.
I will meet you on the other side of the Salinka Pass bridge. Do not try to circumvent the portcullis. Wait for me there.
We will be there. Thank you.
You okay there? Good wine.
Yes, I'm fine. Casimir will meet us at the bridge.
Casimir?
Do you know him?
I know him. I'm a Vistani.
Right.
I know that.
Apologies. Yes, he was the one that originally told me about the temple, and so
He's
thought
good.
it would be good to invite him along.
Though I would like to ask him why he needs to go to the Ember Temple.
Is this the same person that trained that dual-wielding sword person?
I would say no.
Probably not.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else then.
Are you talking about Irina?
Who's that?
Never mind. I
don't think we're talking about the same person.
Nope, I don't
But we
think
can
so
ask,
either.
and I would be curious to learn if his motives go beyond our own designs also.
Because people don't typically want to go to the Ember Temple with good intentions. There are a lot of secrets and a lot of knowledge in there that could be used for bad things.
Right.
I mean, you think about it, all knowledge can be used for bad things. It's no different than any other day, right?
And what better place to go than the place with a lot of knowledge?
At the very least, his bad intentions would still be in opposition to Strahd, so it's still
Right.
advantageous.
An ally, at least for now.
Enemy of my enemy, but if
If
you
he doesn't think
think
too bad, we'll kill
there
him.
is cause for suspicion, then we can keep an eye on him.
I would say just keep an eye out. He is from what I remember, a good wizard. Knows his stuff.
Wizards.
Yeah.
Wizards are cool.
Good to know. We'll take every ounce of help we can get.
Okay, well, I'm beat. I'm gonna head to bed. So
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll meet up in the morning and head out.
yeah. So
Good night.
yeah. Still rocky with Arxes.
Night.
I feel like Arxes stays up for like an hour longer drinking, and then he goes to bed.
Sure.
Just like, hell yeah.
Arxes, you are left alone. Drinking in the wine. As you take your drinks, you feel your consciousness moving more and more into that drunken state. And at one point, you close your eyes, blinking, almost falling asleep in your chair. You begin to remember who you were. Drunkenly taking in the statements that Aurora had said to you. brush it off. And then you look back down to your wine, and the shimmering liquid surface of red begins to change. You see this dark marble staircase, walls covered in hardened amber. This golden sheen coming off of it. You have this feeling of out of body, but yet you are the one controlling this vision. You continue down the staircase, feeling drawn to whatever lies below. The stench hits you like death and decay. But you're not bothered. You continue going down the stairs until this open door glows. You walk into it, finding half a dozen undead. You find this flash of black flame in your hand, and you cut them down one slice each with ease. And you look around this room, the dead bodies of these undead. And in each part of the room, each wall, centered are these amber encased sarcophagi. You feel pulled. The one to the right. You stand in front of it, feeling this anxiety, like waiting for something big to happen. And your hand shakes in front of you as you slowly put it towards the amber sarcophagus. Do you do it?
Yeah. Like, put it right on
Place your
there.
hand onto the amber sarcophagus. And you feel this black flame pulse through your body, shattering this sarcophagus. And you just hear the Kingmaker's voice.
If you want the power to kill Strahd, this is what you must do.
And with that, you shake out of your stupor, looking back at the wine. No longer rippling. Wine again.
I look at my hand. Okay. Then he downs the rest of the wine. Goes to bed.
Okay. And with that, we are going to end tonight's session. Picking up in 2 weeks.
Jeepers.
We will be picking up in 2 weeks. We unfortunately won't have a Becca to join us on that, but we will continue the travel towards the Amber Temple. And outside of that, yeah, thank you all for joining us for a travel session, but nonetheless, a lot happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
an understatement, yeah.
Very, very good. Yeah,
Her
so
low-key
join us
session.
in 2 weeks. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell, do the things. If you're on the podcast, hit the 5-star button. It's super easy. Just do it right now. Just go up and then hit the 5 stars and you'll be helping us out. And tell your friends. Please tell your friends about our campaign because it's a good one. This is good.
Gotta admit, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is certainly a great time.
I'm excited to see how this unfolds. But
Yes, so am I.
with all of that, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to level up, and we will see you all in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.